Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 57 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we are magicking it up. We're getting into occultism, getting our sacrificial bowls, we're getting god shards, we're doing all kinds of stuff, so dive on in, let's get started. You'll see what happens as it happens. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful sunny day here in the world of TheAndrata. We're going to continue working with our magic, but as always, updates from in between episodes here. Now, we're going to probably have this basically going forward in this pack because there's a lot of things that in between episodes now that I'm having to do just to be able to keep up with how things are going on and being able to keep up with the pack. It's not possible for me to do everything on camera. Otherwise, we're going to have some very boring episodes where it's literally just me farming stuff in things. So any of the little miscellaneous stuff that we've done already on camera before that I have to maybe tweak or refactor stuff, going to be happening off camera. Anything major changes will be on camera, if that makes sense and it helps. So we're probably gonna have these recaps in between episodes quite often for the most part going forward, just to throw that out there. I'll try and avoid doing anything super duper crazy in between episodes though. So first things first, I want to show that I swapped out our tree farm here for oak saplings. It was suggested by Scott Christopherson that we set up the aura or the tree, it's something from nature's aura. What the heck is it called? The canvas? Yeah, canopy diminisher, this thing. This is from nature's aura, and basically what this does is it stops this from happening, right? When we get this, and when we set this up, it stops this thing from happening where oak trees get converted into these big trees, and then it turns that into aura for our aura generation, which is great. It only works with oak, though. Doesn't work with any other tree. We have tons of spruce available to us, and I know we use it for most of our building, but switching over to oak is not a big deal. If you look over here, I have 4,000 oak plus 1,024 planks because I just converted some of that over, plus our saplings. And if we go downstairs, we're going to see that I have all of my extra, the other 13,000 spruce here for our coal production. And I have another drawer in my system with another 2,000 some odd spruce. So we have a lot of spruce. I think we're going to be okay overall going forward. I switched this over to start processing iron for us. We ended up with 924 copper plates. So we have that sitting here waiting to be accessed and used. Then I just have this set up processing iron. I'll probably have it start going through and processing other things as we go, things that we're going to need. But for now, it's iron that we're processing and just getting ourselves, well, iron. Let's see what else. Nothing in here changed, I don't believe. These are still full of honeycombs. I need to get them added to our system downstairs, but I've just been lazy and haven't had a chance to do it yet. So we have this. I did have to add an extra bin because this uses apples, and I don't have these the oak logs being routed downstairs yet. I want to burn through that spruce that we have, and then I'll add this to it, or really just build a nice little backlog here so I can put a drawer back down there and then not have to worry about running out, if that makes sense. Okay. So we have that going for us. I also went ahead and swapped out our farm over here because if you remember last episode, we had an issue with source generation. We were out. So I went ahead and I put source berries here because source berries or Ars Nouveau plants generate the most source out of any sort of plant. So this is all literally source berries except for this one mage bloom, and it is being processed in here as you can see. And so what I did was set up the source berries. When they get harvested, they come in here. They come out of here, they hit this pedestal, which is attached to a mycelial source link. Fairly easy to make, especially since we did our item exploration and we found these sprouting fungus. It does require a conduit and some arcane gold. But once you make it, all you have to do is, the way that the mycelial source link works is that it eats food. So you give it food, and food made from source berries is the best, and it converts that into source. So I just have it set up here to pull the source berries directly into this. And if you put them on top of a pedestal here, it will actually eat it directly off of the pedestal. So you don't have to worry about dropping the item in the world. It will just eat it. But if we like throw this out there, look, it ate it, and then it's going to convert it into source. And that gave us 2%, which is not much. Each source berry gives us about 1% source. So yeah, so you see 2 of them are going to come over here, and we're going to get, a little bit of source, not even 1%. Yeah. So we have that going for us. We have our source relay here, still filling up that guy. And then we have this guy over here, still doing the exact same thing that it was before. I did go ahead over here and add peppers to this. It was suggested that we add peppers, and I also added rice. So in these blocks is rice, and then we have peppers here so we can have those going. I did add cactus to this, but the cactus is not getting harvested. I don't know if these can't harvest cactus, if cactus requires saw blades, but the cactus does not end up getting harvested. So I've been manually doing the cactus. And so this is what we've ended up with here. 2 habaneros so far, a bunch of peppers, and some seeds. So these habaneros are super duper low rate. We need 60 total of them. If we need to bone meal, we can bone meal. Oh, look at this sunstone. I didn't know this. What's going on with my sunstone over here? I did get sunstone set up here because, well, we're working on a couple things from Botania and stuff. And so I went and got some sunstone. We have a wandering trader in our trading hall that has sunstone available. So I just bought out his stock. I don't know, do wandering traders stock reset? That'd be great if they did, so I can just keep farming that one guy. But if it never resets, that's going to be unfortunate. But we have some sunstone. We can craft it. It's firmament in a natural altar, which is fluorite, shiverstone, and prismarine. It's kind of expensive, so we're going to need a lot of this, as far as I understand, like thousands of it. But you use sunstone with a pure daisy, and that converts over to living rock. Okay, so that's why we have that. And we'll talk about what we're going to be doing with all that in a minute. So that talks about our source generation changes that we have going on here. I did go ahead and make a source relay splitter. It's not expensive. The splitter is just lavender quartz, which is just some sort of pink flower with quartz around it. So I made that. Tinker's bronze is simple. It's just copper and then glass. And then the fluorite was already there. And then it just used the source relay that was already here. And the reason I use the splitter, if you can see up in the top left, it can pull from more than one location and send to more than one location, which is what I have. I have it set to take from all 3 of these jars that are here with our mycelial, and then those 2 jars there. So that's a total of 5 jars that this thing can pull from, and it's pushing to 2 jars in here. So as you can see, I separated our drigmies and I fenced them in. It's not necessary to fence them in. They don't really, they don't need to go see the mob or go physically to the mob to do their thing. So I just fenced them in so that they don't end up, running away or disappearing. So what I did, it was not working. Having the henge here in the middle, it literally refused to pick up anything from any of these mobs. And it turns out, I was looking in the Discord, the range of the drigmies is kind of a little bit buggy. If you have them at the 10 block range, it sometimes works and it sometimes doesn't work. It's very random whether it's going to or not work. They recommend at minimum 9. If you can get them closer to the drigmie, do so. So I didn't want to rebuild our building, so I just moved our drigmies over and to be a little bit closer. So now they're well within range of the drigmie, and we are actually getting the stuff that I would like to get. So let's talk about what I have. So we have same thing as last episode. Nothing changed in this regard, though apparently the feral flare lantern's lighting up inside of these, which is why you can see inside of them now, which is fine. I like being able to see inside of them. It doesn't matter. Let's see. So we have an iron golem here. I did go out to we have a teleporter that I can get to a guardian temple. So I went ahead and got a guardian from there, and I shrunk him down to 0.5 so he can fit in here all nice and neat. And he is name tagged. I believe he's nicknamed Jerry. I just picked a random name, Jerry. And while I was out there, I found a Nautilus, so I got us a Nautilus. This guy's nicknamed Naughty the Nautilus. And remember, Nautiluses are used for conduits. We need Nautilus shells for that, so we're getting Nautilus shells generated in here, along with prismarine crystals and prismarine shards, which is great. And then I got a Forgotten Guardian. If you remember when we did our Undergarden exploration, I think we had like 12 jars for the Forgotten Guardian as we were doing our exploration. 12 of the bottles of Shrunken Guardians. So I took one out of here, shrunk him down to a 0.5, threw him in here, and bam, he's good to go. And we're starting to get Forgotten Nuggets. Don't know what these are used for, really, but I know that we need them for some stuff. So, like, I believe it's useful for crafting. Yeah, we can make swords and armor and stuff like that. Altar of Birthing, apparently, for the Masticator. As far as I know, this guy is ridiculous. He sucks out all the aura in an area, but you can put him in a Drigme farm, as far as I know. So when we get to that point, we'll get to that point. So yeah, anyway, that's where we're at. We're also getting fish, apparently, from the something over here. But what I wanted was ectoplasm, and we are getting ectoplasm, which is great. That's what I wanted to see, was ectoplasm being generated out of this, and it is, so it's a win-win in my book. And then we have this one set up over here, obviously empty for whenever we add more mobs to this. We have this whole section we can add mobs to, and we can get another Drigme and put him on this side, and he can have his whole area to farm. So yeah, that's basically, I believe, about it. Now, does Sunstone, is that affected by night? Like, in the daytime, does that glow? Because that's kind of cool if that's the case. Like, nighttime, it goes dark. Look at that. That is cool. When it gets sun on it, it glows in the sun. That's actually pretty freaking cool block, if you ask me. I like that. Anyway, so let's talk about what we're going to do today. Making sure that I had no other changes. I don't believe so. So let's pop over to our factory, because I got some stuff I need to pick up over here, and I need to turn off our create process. Plus, we're going to go check on our creosote and see how that's doing, because all this off-camera work does help for when we're doing this. I have some Nebu ingots over here, which is what I'm here for. I went ahead over to Item and got myself some Nebu, so I threw it all in there, and we ended up with this much Nebu ingots from it. I don't remember how much I threw in there. It was like a little bit less than a stack, if I remember correctly. But if you recipe of you is you, which is you throw it in there, you're going to guarantee to get one crushed Nebu ore and a potential 60% chance to get 2 more, plus some uranium and cobblestone, which is great. Or you can throw a block of Nebu in there and guarantee to get 5. It is what it is. Let's check out this. Second row is almost completely full. So we are getting there with our creosote. We're going to be good to go there very soon. Oh, also, I want to point out in my Discord, it was mentioned that occultism does have to be put in Item. It's not mentioned anywhere as far as I know, unless, like, does the sacrificial bowl? Oh, there we go. Sacrificial bowl may only be used in Item. Bam. When you craft red chalk, you can lift this restriction. So there we go. This is where it says, so occultism, we're going to have to set up an Item. So we're going to end up doing that. I'll get a mega torch set up so that we don't have all those barbarians spawning, because they're a little ridiculous with their spawning, by the way. It's just a little bit crazy. So today we have a couple things, and I've done a little bit of prep in between episodes just to get us going where we're going to need to be. So let's go ahead and pop on over towards home and talk about it. So if you take a look at my backpack, I have a couple things, right? I have, well, a lot of things. We have all this stuff. And if you look at our to-do list, we also have a bunch of things on our to-do list. So what I want to do is finish off our first magic chapter. Okay, and in order to do so, we're going to have to craft these 3 items. Now, we already have some Corporea sparks because we found some while out in the wild, but I'm going to go ahead and craft some so that way, A, we learn how to craft them, and B, it's always good to have extra, especially since it's used for like the entangled blocks and stuff, and we're going to want to set up some of those. So we're going to craft all of these things: Corporea Spark, Corporea Interceptor Index, Master Corporea Spark, and then maybe get into this occultism stuff. I have everything needed for it. We'll just see where we end up with the episode. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is craft ourselves a God Forge, because in order to make the Master Corporea Spark, that requires a God Shard from Item. And how do you get a God Shard? Well, as far as I know, I'm not 100% on this. I believe it might be in our quest book, though. I believe we have to craft a God Forge, and unwanted artifacts can be rendered down into God Shards, and then, yeah, that's where we're at. And I do have an unwanted item. I have the Boots of Ra that are great. You know, they have a 20% movement speed increase, but I'd have to replace my boots that I have here. And sure, you know, the stats of these are technically better. It's 3 armor and 3 toughness by default, and I believe this was 2 and 2. But I'd have to rip all the enchants off, and I'd have to enchant this, and then I don't have an item for my god shard because, well, yeah, I wouldn't have an item available to use for this. Let's go ahead and put all these Nebu away. I do also have this thing, Horus's Ascension, which I'm probably never going to use either. And I know that there's a way to, like, once you get god shards, you can duplicate them or something like that. So we're going to have to figure out some way to do that. Does this talk about it? Crafted from precious material, God-forged blocks. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Doing so results in a new artifact. Crafted from precious material and god shards from rendered artifacts, the God-forged block may be placed and broken open with a Nebu hammer. Doing so will result in a new artifact, which is great. It requires you to make 3 artifacts to start with, and it has to be the specific artifacts. Like, because right now we're going to get a Ra and a Horus god shard from our craft. We'll have to see. I'm gonna have to look on the Discord later on how to actually do this, but for now we can just go ahead and craft our god forge, and we're gonna be good to go with this, and that should complete the quest. So let's go ahead and set this guy up over here and see what we need to do for this. So if I were to use Horus's Ascension, I may switch over to the Feet of Ra just so we can get that movement speed. I'm not entirely sure yet now. I'm questioning myself. We need a bucket of lava, and I believe I can just craft a bucket of lava with all the stuff I have available to me. So we can do this, and if I put this in here, it's going to do the thing, and it's going to convert it down into a god shard. And then we're going to use that god shard to make our first master Corporea spark. Make sense? Makes sense. So we're going to let that do its cook. It looks pretty cool, and we're going to do our rest of our stuff. So Corporea sparks are made with sparks, 6 of them, and 2 ectoplasm and some bottled ghosts. Now we're gonna have to go get ourselves some bottled ghosts. That's easy enough, but we need to make ourselves some sparks. In order to make sparks, we need 1 Nebu drop, 2 blaze quartz, and 6 of any kind of petal. So if we look in our backpack, my goal is to make 10 of these. So it was 1 Nebu drop per, so we have 10. It was 2 blaze quartz, so 20 if we're gonna make 10, and then 6 of any sort of petal. I have 60 mystical blue because of all my elite bin making and everything. So yeah, we're gonna go. Oh, that makes 4 god shards. That's actually okay. All right, I didn't know that it was gonna make that much out of 1. Okay, I like that. I like that. I thought it was 1 to 1. Anyway, yeah, because like there's no recipe for these god shards. Like if you press R over this, you can't see what you're actually gonna get out of the craft. So that's where the confusion came from. But we got our god forge. That's good. Anyway, so our sparks. So we need to do some items channeling lightning, some lightning crafting here to make our sparks. I have all of the stuff that we need for this, so we're just going to have to actually go do the lightning craft. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to swap out our diamond arrow for a lightning arrow. And then, as always, pray that we don't destroy our stuff because it tends to happen to me a lot because of my bow being so fast. I should put endless quiver on another bow. I think I have another endless quiver, but... And you know what? I need to put my magnet away. Yep. Okay. And then I just want to do... Nope. Bam. Convert over. Give me some sparks. There we go. We should have 30 sparks, and that's what I wanted to have happen. Okay. So now we got our sparks done. So now we should be able to craft the Corporea sparks. I do need to go get bottled ghosts, though. And in order to do so, it's fairly simple. It is just right-clicking a bottle and cork in the air in the nether. I went ahead and made some more bottles and cork. If you remember, it's just a glass bottle and tree bark. So let's go ahead and pop over to the nether. We're just going to literally pop in, grab our stuff, and get out. Whew. Oh, man, I was hoping to land on there. It was supposed to be really cool. So I guess I'll grab like 16 of these. Do you guys say that's enough for now? And head home. Okay, cool. So there's those. And that. And we can put that away. And now that's going to allow us to craft our Corporea sparks because we have some ectoplasm available to us. So let's go ahead and craft, let's see, 6. How many sparks do I have? I made 30. So we can make 5. 5 of these. 5 sets of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. That's going to get us 30 Corporea sparks. Let's make sure that we're following our quest book, that we're getting all of our, we're doing things in order. I don't want to miss out on things. Apparently, Corporea Networks is all the way here past the terrestrial agglomeration plate, so that's not going to help me much because I'm not going to be able to get that going anytime soon, but that's okay. Living wood and living rock we can do. Sparks we just did, so we can collect that reward too. What did we get? Some mana diamonds and a Megimone, solid as a rock. I don't know what this does. I'm going to have to look up in the book. We're not on Botania right now, though. We're not doing Botania. And also, let's switch back to my other arrow just so that I don't accidentally blow something up here. Okay. So Corporea sparks, done. We got those going. Next is our Corporea interceptor, because that is used to make our Corporea index. So we're going to go ahead and get the Corporea interceptor. Super simple. Corporea spark and any sort of redstone block. I just need to get a block of redstone. Oh, yeah. Let's see what eggs we have, by the way. Pillager, Vindicator, Pig, and Rotling. Capturing on your sword is actually pretty darn good. Let's do this. Let's just make 10 of those. If anything, if ever I need to, I can convert it back down. Plus, again, we have redstone, or we have a redstone B that makes us a ton of redstone. So, Corporea interceptor. Why is that not completed for the quest? Is that not part of this quest? No, I'm sorry. It's the Corporea index that we need for this. So we can go ahead and put that in there. Clear that off. Corporea index is what we need for this craft, which we're going to say, oh no, we need more we need some ghostly glass. Well, how do we make that? Fairly simple. It's our bottled ghosts that we had plus some glass. So we can just do that. Bam. Now we have ghostly glass available to us. Remember, Spirit Attuned Gems is just a dime or a source gem thrown into your spirit fire. Simple to craft. Bam. Corporea index now made. And then Master Corporea Spark is going to be any of these shards. Let's put our Corporea Sparks away and our God Shards and request the craft. And it's not going to work because it wants that God Shard. Can I do like an alt? Give me one of those. We're going to put you there. Master Corporea Spark. First magic chapter is completely done. Congratulations, everybody, for sticking around. It only took us, 57 episodes to get 2 of the basic chapters finished. Yeah, go us. So yeah, there we go. Magic Apprentice is done. We can now move on to the Adept, which is going to be what we're doing next, because we're going to be working on getting Occultism set up, because we want to get Occultism set up. That's where we're at. So let's go ahead and check out what quests we have. Maybe some things will get finished. So we got a quest for our Source Splitter and Mycelial thingy. I did end up getting a Wither Skeleton Skull and a Pewter. I'll talk about the Wither Skeleton Skull in a second, plus Occultism. By the way, I did go ahead and make that other impure chalk that we were talking about last episode, because for the quests, and I left it impure because for golden chalk, we actually need an impure white chalk to make the yellow chalk or golden chalk. We could actually make this now, to be honest with you, by the way. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and collect all these quest rewards just so that we can clear this out and see what we got. Okay, we got a lot of stuff. Carbuncle shards, Drigme shards, paper, honeycomb, shrimp nigiri, potion of mana regen. We got a book of mending, some spirit attuned gems, a wither potion, wither skull fragments, a little bit of pewter blend, sourceberry pie. We could use this for our mycelial guy if we end up needing it. And I'm going to hold on to raw here. Okay. Did I get this other stone from this quest too, or was this in my hand? I don't remember. It was not, because my magnet went into that slot. So I did get that as a quest reward too. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put the sunstone away. And just for experimentation, first off, why doesn't my thing isn't picking up my experience? It is set to auto absorb. I don't think it'll pick up quest experience is the issue. I think it's only going to pick up regular experience. Okay, so we're sitting at 2% full. What if I give this to you? What if I give this to you? Eat it. That was only worth 2%. Now we're at 5%. Okay, so it's not very efficient. That's what I'm going to say. Mycelial source reactor, not the most efficient. My goal is to eventually get the volcanic source link going. However, in order to do this, we need to get lava crystals from blood magic, and that requires us to be able to make lava reagent, which requires us to get a tier 2 blood altar, or well, a tier 2 orb, right? Oh wait, no, this is weak blood orb. Oh, I swear I saw this when I was looking at this earlier, saying that I needed to get the higher tier orb, but I see weak blood orb there now. Well, it is what it is. Okay, cool. So that takes care of our quests. Now we need to get a little bit more into occultism, and then we can start diving into Botania. I do eventually want to make these things so we can get an entangled block going. It's been mentioned in the comments. I've been looking for like wireless power. How do I get wireless power? Just entangle our block. Like entangle the battery that we have, and then I can go up to 1,000 blocks, so I can just bring that wherever I want, and then I get power. Makes sense. I also have, if you look at my backpack, it's been mentioned that a thermoelectric generator with blue ice and a block of uranium around it will generate 42 RF per tick. So I have that here for us to experiment with at some point when we get to, well, that point. Continuing. So let's go ahead and get our stuff that we need for occultism, and then that way next episode we can dive on into it. So for our quest right now, we're going to need to make ourselves sacrificial bowls. And I have all the ingredients for this. So we have this, and then this gold inlay and this mana powder is to make our golden sacrificial bowl when we get to that point. So regular sacrificial bowls is just a quick craft of this. So let's go ahead to our crafting table and do it over here. Bam. So I should be able to make 9 of these. I'm going to need 8. Hang on. Do I need 8 of these? Or is it 4? Usage. Do you have the rituals? 4. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's 12. Most recipes seem to be 4, though. This is 8. Well, I have the stuff. We're going to make 8. That's fine. Most recipes seem to call for 4, though. So we're going to do 8 total, but we're going to make 9 bowls because one of these bowls is going to be used to convert over to our golden sacrificial bowl, which is done in our enchanting apparatus. So we can go ahead and do that. And apparently, like I said, we have to set this up in Item, so I'll go ahead in between episodes here and get us... Nope, not you. I'll get us ready for Item prep. Can I have that back, please? It keeps ending up in the hopper. There we go. And then 1 mana powder. And remember, mana powder is just these guys crushed. And then a sacrificial bowl. And it's going to require 5,000 essence, which we are good to go on. So that should have dropped this down to 50%, but it was filled up pretty quick. And there we go. Golden sacrificial bowl somewhere. Okay, enough. There we go. Jeez. Cool. And that finishes off that quest. So now that takes us into our magic adept. We have this. Now we just need to get some kind of candles. I do have candle over here, but I believe I have candles in the system, actually. It says any candles, but that'll finish off our quest. Let's just make a candle. Okay, making a candle apparently is not the easiest thing in the world. A profane candle. Okay. So any kind of dye, we're going to need 4 of these. So 4 dye, 4 honeycomb, 4 string. I guess we're going to have light blue candles. It's going to be pretty. 4 light blue. We need 4 beeswax. Or honeycombs. It doesn't really matter. We'll do the beeswax. And then string. And then that was in a cooking pot, right? And of course, we're impatient, so we're going to have it sped up. And there we go, light blue candle. Oh, any forged candles? It just wanted 1. Well, we got 4. Anyway, oh, and there it goes. Perfect. Bam. And now that's going to unlock us to get an Otherstone Trader. It says, tossing arcane stone into a spirit fire is certainly effective, but another stone trader will do the job at a significant discount. The spirit trader still requires arcane stone, but at a rate of 2 other stone per arcane. So how do we get a spirit trader? I'm assuming it's going to be in our book. So we'll take a look at that when we get into a little bit deeper into occultism. But that takes care of this and some quests. So let's see. Occultism. Bam. Sacrificial bowl. Bam. More experience. Farmer's Delight. Even more experience. And now the quest wants us to make a crusher spirit for our first spirit that we summon. I don't know if that's the way that we're going to end up going, but that's what it wants us to do in the Enigmatica 6 quest book. We'll see where we end up. It may end up getting skipped at some point. We'll see. So our next goal in our magic is to either branch down into this area and get like bee nests. Do I have a bee nest on me or available? Like, can I just finish that quest? And then the other thing was like honeycomb. This quest is saying, oh, nether quartz honeycomb. I have that. Good thing I got all these bees set up long ago. I believe you're nether quartz. Yeah. Just give me a stack. Thank you. So that finishes off that quest. And then golden coins. Okay. We can get golden coins. We have those. And then this is Fortuna extract, which requires us to fight that Fortuna thing. No. We do need to go into the Undergarden and get a few mushrooms and stuff, apparently. Oh, and there it is. Fight the Fortuna. Okay. So this is a little bit of fighting that we have going on here to dive into rituals and then getting into a starlight crafting altar. We're following this path for now. My goal here, by the way, is to get into this. I want to get to the yellow chalk so we can get into a dimensional storage actuator so that we can get, dimensional storage going. These are going to be the issue, these crystal clusters. We're going to have to figure out how to actually do this. Rainbow runes plus runes of earth kind of seems, I don't know. This seems a little expensive to me. Maybe it's not overall. I don't know, but we'll see where we end up with all of that. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.